Hi y'all, I'm gonna do another video later. Um, I just wanted to say that I'm really grateful to y'all for watching. I'm gonna go to the bank, and I think I might take Norbert with me today. My stalker's leaving, and he's driving right now, and I'm afraid to show you his car. But he's walked past my window like 25 times. Last night, he walked past on Christmas Eve evening, and he yelled out, "Ain't nobody jealous," when he's coming to my window. Y'all, really. I mean, I know that I'm lucky and I look young and everything, and I'm not young. But that's just ridiculous. It's so sad. He used to come in my work at Posado's, and he had this weird look about his eyes. His eyes were like I don't know how to explain it. He has kind of this weird way of staring at people, like this sort of thing. And he would talk to me, and the boss would come out, and my old boss would come out and shoo him away. And he would come back. And one time I went to this restaurant here in town that's amazing. It's Napoli's. And he came in with a bunch of people and asked to sit right next door to my booth, because I was sitting in a booth that was kind of in the middle of the restaurant. So he asked to be put at a six top that was right next to the booth. And I kind of recognized him from my old town. That's the first time I had seen him. That was in 2019. And that was the first time I had seen him face to face. Like, I sort of saw him walking away from places, and I saw him sort of hanging around places, but never nose to nose kind of eyesight. Like when he attacked me in here. And I thought, well, that's weird, right? So I got up to use the restroom, and he stood up and got in my face. And I was like, okay. But I'm used to people. I'm very street savvy, So I walked around and I went back to my seat and asked for my check and all. And the guy brought me my check, but Napoli's wouldn't take my debit card. And the guy got angry because he was trying to put his stuff on my stuff. And they just refused. But they were being really sweet to me, and I love them so much. And so I said, I'll come back in the morning with cash, okay? And they're like, sure. So, because I used to go there all the time. And, it's expensive, but you can get spaghetti meatballs for $8.50. And when I was a vegetarian, they would make me spaghetti in pink sauce for like $7.50, which was really nice of them. So with a drink and tip, it was like $12 or $15, but usually I have water. And, anyway, so I went back the next day with like $20, and I was like, here you go. Thank you. Because when I was leaving the restaurant, y'all, that guy called the police on me. And I was walking, because my normal routine used to be walk 5 miles a day, right? So I'd walk from here to the Napoli's area, the school area, the university, and I'd walk kind of around the university, like literally around it like this. And I would go down to Chicken Express and get a tea, and I would walk all the way up by the basketball stadium and then walk up through the trees and go home. And it's about 5 miles, 3 miles if you do it the short way, and about 5 miles if you do it the longer way that I'm not explaining. So it's a long way. So I went ahead and went on to Chicken Express after Napoli's because I had money. I just had a couple dollars. I was using my debit card at the restaurant, and I knew I had money in my debit card. So I was like, well, I could just go ahead and go get my tea. So I went and I walked down to Chicken Express, and on my way I got stopped by 2 SUVs full of Mexican men dressed as police officers. And I know the police officers here in Nacogdoches because I stay abreast of their Facebook page, and I've used to serve them at the jalapeno tree all the time. And sometimes at Posado's, but less, but still at the jalapeno tree all the time. Nice men. And I didn't recognize them. And it was dark, and I was walking in that stretch between the university soccer grounds and the bridge over the little creek, Lanana Creek. And so there was a place to run to. I don't want to run from the police. I didn't run just as police. So they pulled up their SUV, so they're blocking me from the road, and got out and surrounded me. And one guy asked me for his ID. And then this little car pulled up, and this guy got out that I recognized from my old town. And he had given me a speeding ticket. Well, not a speeding ticket. It was like a weird ticket. It's hard to explain. I don't think it was a speeding ticket. I'm not sure. But anyway, he gave me a ticket. And when I went to the court date to pay the fine, he was there. So I recognized him. And he got out of his car, and he came around the car, and he walked up to me. And then he turned around and got back in his car and drove away. Because they asked me for my ID. And I'm a lot older than I look, y'all. It's so funny. So it's a little cat sorry. But I'm a lot older than I look. Which is so funny. I have like a chicken pox scar that I love over this eyeball. So, I mean, it's all decorated on that eyebrow. But anyway, I was wondering because they keep putting malware like an owie here and an owie here. So I don't know if my stalker has jewelry, but I don't have any facial jewelry. So, anyway, so they looked at my ID and they saw how old I was, and they all promptly turned around and got back in their cars, which is so funny. But I feel bad for any woman that has to go through that because those weren't real police officers either. They're driving like a police car from 2006, like one of those old Tahoes. And so I was really nervous at that point because I was armed in any way, shape, or form. I didn't have any way to defend myself. And I'm not really even sure if you can defend yourself from fake police officers. Any advice on that would be welcome. But it hasn't happened to me since then. But I told you the Napoli story that before. I'll link it below, where the guy he ordered a fake dinner on my account, and it ended up having Miralax in it. But I don't know if that was the restaurant or the driver or the guy or what. I don't know. So, very interesting. But anyway, and he's back already. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. But, okay, so I'm going to film this way so I'm not looking at him because I'm looking towards the tree, and he always parks right outside my apartment, which is also his apartment because he lives right downstairs. So, anyway, but does that explain a little bit of why I get nervous leaving the house sometimes? Is because he's at the foot of my stairs and he's very active. And the bank closes at 4, so I have to leave, and I just don't know what to do. I have to get my mail out of the mailbox and all. So, it's kind of frustrating. And it may not even be the same, it's the same time. So anyway, I'm leaving this with y'all, and I love y'all, and I thank you so much for subscribing. I feel very safe when I'm in my apartment itself most of the time, but I do worry about, but I try to treat everybody like they could have moved out and new people could have moved in at any time, and there's no real reason to be scared of that kind of thing. It's just sort of odd, is all. Like, the restaurant didn't call the police on me, which is what I thought at first. So when I went back the next day, I was like, here, because I have never, ever done that before. And they were like, no, we didn't take your debit card because we didn't want you to get in trouble with this guy. So we know you have money. We just didn't take your card. And then they took my 20, and they're like, thank you so much, and please come back again. And I did, of course. I've been there many, many times. So, I always get angel hair pasta with pink sauce, extra spicy. And usually on the side. But I don't know what to think about it. Anyway, so I want to make it clear. That's why I kept saying fake police, is because the police are municipal, okay? And these guys aren't from here. And so they may not be actual police officers, or they may be a police officer from another town. But they're using their title to intimidate me a lot, and I'm not very happy about it because I actually like the actual police officers, and I don't want them to think badly of me or believe all this stuff. And I'm probably going to take Norbert with me. I'm going to probably take Norbert with me to the bank. He's gone to the bank before, when this happened before, and Christian and Steve were running around ransacking my apartment and trying to act like I was moving out. They would just pretend like I was moving out and come in and trash my apartment, even though I never have broken my lease at all. So, it's sad. Anyway, I took him to the bank after that happened, and they thought I was a little nutty, but he behaved really well. He didn't make a peep. He just sat there, and he was so sweet. And he likes the walk, so it's only a couple blocks, and I just don't really feel like I can leave him here right now with all this stuff going on, because that guy, he likes to try to refilm my videos in his little apartment, and he might try to refilm them in here if I'm not here. So I'm not really sure what to think about all that. But anyway, there's new people moving in all the time. It's a great place. It's all bills paid. It's like $600 a month or so, and it's not very hard to afford it. And most of what happened because that guy got an irrational dislike of me because of the real estate deal. Not the first one. He got over that one. Well, actually, they didn't really. They moved up here and started harassing me. But when that guy sold his house in 2019, in 2021, he kind of like started selling it in 2019. He put it up for sale for $350,000, and then it actually sold in 2021 for quite a bit of money. And that's when the guy kind of lost it. And you can't really, men, they really need outlets for their feelings. They just do. If you have a guy that has a workshop or a car to work on, or like any kind of hobby whatsoever, sailing, boating, like fishing, whatever, golf, it's like, count yourself very lucky, because there's a lot of guys out there that don't, and they don't know what to do with those feelings of being told that they're less than. And I'm not the kind of person that can fix that for him, because he is kind of less than to me, the way he's treating me. But out there are people that love him and think very highly of him, and hopefully they can help him find something to do besides be angry. Because being angry is not a way to spend your life. And more people need to understand that. So thank y'all so much, and I wish you all the best. I'm going to go ahead and head out in a little bit. Hopefully I make it to the bank today. But the money situation's all fixed up, so it should be fine. Anyway, love y'all. Bye.